everyone, my name is Purity Memo, and for those who are new to this channel, and I know this vlog actually is to let those who are planning to come to Australia to study, give them a bit of information on what they need to know before coming to study in Australia. Some of the things you need to organize yourselves is let's start with accommodation. Before you come to Australia, you need to actually know where you're coming to stay. Accommodation is really important, and if you're coming to stay in a share house, you need to plan this before you actually arrive to Australia. Sorry guys, it's a bit, it's a busy area. So accommodation, you need to plan. If you're coming to a share house, you need to organize this before you actually arrive, and you also need someone to pick you at the airport, because you don't know the distance from the airport to where you're going to stay. So you actually need someone to pick you up, or they just send you an address, and so that you can book like a taxi from the airport to the place where you're going to stay. Another thing you need to organize yourself immediately when you arrive in Australia is to open a bank account. We have different banks here in Australia. We have ANZ, we have Commonwealth, we have Bankwest, we have Westpac. We have all different kinds of banks, Bendigo. So you need to open an account. This is because here, when you are getting paid, they don't pay you cash. They pay you with a pay slip, and the money that you get, they deposit it to your bank account. So you actually need to open a bank account immediately you land. That is one of the things that you need to do, to go and open a bank account. And to open a bank account, you need the passport, you need different points, and with a passport, it has its own points. I'm not really conversant with the point system, but there's some things that you need to have for you to open a bank account, and that's one of the things, bank account. Another thing you need to do is to organize your transportation, because you are new here. The most appropriate mode of transportation for you will be public means, and you have as a student, you have concession. You get some percentage from the amount on the transport, from the amount other people pay. So you have a concession, you get some discount, and you need to organize this. You'll go to, it depends which state you're in. So you go to your school, they'll just sign up for you the form, and then you take it to the transport authority, and then they'll give you a card on which it's a concession card, or you can use this card to to tap when you get into a bus or a train, and then they don't charge you as much as other people pay, because you're a student. Another thing you need to know is allow yourself at least 1 week. Arrive 1 week before the commencement of your studies, so that you know where you're staying properly. You know where the bus stop is. You get time to open a bank account. You actually go around the town, and you make yourself familiar with the area. You need at least 1 week before your commencement of your studies. So make sure you arrive in one week before your studies. Another Another thing you need to know is that make sure you come with a laptop. And if you're going to go to a share house, ensure that it has Wi-Fi, because most of the studies is done using a laptop, and you're gonna need Wi-Fi. So ensure that your accommodated place has Wi-Fi and you have a laptop with you. I'll advise you to come with your own laptop from Kenya, because it will have most of the apps, most of the software, sorry, not apps, most of the software that you really need, like Word and presentation, and different software. Make sure you buy a laptop in Kenya. It will be easier for you. Or you can come and buy here, but ensure that all the software that is needed for your studies is installed actually before the commencement of your studies, so that you don't have a hard time. What's another thing you need to know? Always try to make friends. Don't be a loner like me. For me, I can say I'm reserved. Most people think that I am outgoing, but I love my privacy, which sometimes that plays against me. For you, I'll advise you to go out, try to make friends, because you're in a new country. You'll need at some point in time, you'll actually need these friends to actually give you advice, or to come through when you need them. So try to make new friends in this in this country. It will be really helpful for you. What's another thing you need to know? Yeah, in this 1 week, make sure you visit your school, so that you know where it's actually located. You might find yourself, maybe you booked accommodation, yes, it's in the same town with your school, but it might be a long way, and you might get lost on the day, or on the day during your orientation. So at least arrive 1 week before, and you visit your school before the commencement of your studies, so that you know where the school is actually at, and you know which bus you're going to take, or which train you're going to take, and how long how much time you need to get to your school. So visit your school before the your induction. Another thing I'll say is ensure you have all the required things for your studies. We don't use a lot of books, but a notepad, pen, and some things that you need actually basically to take notes. So ensure you have a notebook, a pen, and yeah, that's it. I think I've covered most of the major things that you actually need. Another thing, let me think. You're gonna need to get a tax file number, and this one you'll need to go to the tax authority and get a tax number, and this is going to be needed when you're applying for your for jobs, because they'll need to get tax from the employer, and it's going to be deducted from each and every pay that you're going to get. So you'll actually need to get a tax file number, and this you'll need to do this before you get a job. And you might the most appropriate time for this will be in this 1 week that you arrive before the commencement of your studies. I think that's it. All right, guys, it was a short video, but I hope it will help most of you that are planning to come to study in Australia, or even in other countries. This is also applicable in other countries, because you're in a new country. These are some of the things that you're going to actually need to know, or even need to have before, when you're going to study in another country. All right guys, see you next time.